we won't let it change us. Even when they switch sides and they wanna change up. Fucking with my brother, then your life in danger. Got no fear like I got one in the chamber. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it now. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it. They want a fame, they want a clout. That's why they doubt. I got them black, I want a class. And I shut my mouth. This was way before polite, before I came to campsites. I came broken and contrite. I just wanted to live right, clean my soul and give my life. Had to give up all my vice. I got a fog out my head. I was raised from the dead. I put down that weed and I cut off my dreads. For before I could lead, I had to learn to be led. Now I'm a bad motherfucker. Walk around and I straight flex on suckers. No one specific, I'm talking to all of you busters. Straight from the gutter, me and my brother, we done long suffered. Now, running it like a conductor. Hebrew Academy, I'm the instructor. 14 written all on my cover. Men of war like we hopped at a Hummer. Look like you wanted my trooper could cut you. There is one camp, there is not another. One West, UPK. One West, UPK. One West, one West, one West, UPK. One what? UPK. One what? UPK. One what? One what? One what? UPK. Me and all of my Oyes, hold it, shit down, right here, all day. Shalom, wagwan, sa, passe, is we, damn niggas, yatu, sabe, ay. We gon' change the world, we won't let it change us. Even when they switch sides and they wanna change up. Fucking with my brother, then your life in danger. Got no fear like I got one in the chamber. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it now. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it.
I'm saying this now, making sure that the morgue ready. Yeah. We got some drop-offs, battle formation, I'm waiting for you to pop off. Right after you make your first move, get your rocks off. Next thing, your head to the dirt. We are not soft. I took a loss, but nah, I ain't panicking. I be making moves, you staying still like a mannequin. Think you got the force, but shit, I'm feeling like Anakin. Hit the chick with the lightsaber, might save her. Doing moves tight major with light paper. And H-Town on them blades like an ice skater. Yeah, at that One West Passover. Sit down, take a seat to the class over. Far from sober, but I ain't puffing on Doja. Bartender, bring me tequila. Hold the soda, shit. Hold the ice too. Flood it like a typhoon. We can get 6 shooters, 10 paces high noon. We have Player Street, all-star studded like it's all.
Because that's what it means. That's what it means to serve the Lord. That's His will. The Lord's will is about provision. The Lord's will is about separation. The Lord's will is about not gratifying yourself. The Lord's will is about not satisfying yourself. That's what the Lord's will is about.
You know who I go to ground with, my niggas. You know when they
I know
come
that might be a
around,
foreign
if they
concept.
wanna clown, then we gun them
We
down
don't
for
even
my
have fathers
niggas.
like we're supposed to in the black home. We don't have fathers, you understand, in the black Hispanic and Native American homes like we were supposed to. No thanks to Christianity and no thanks to America.
You can't feel me. you sip 100 proof. I got 100 soldiers with me, that's 200 boots. We get to stomping like a Kappa or a Q, but don't mistake me for no rapper. I'm the Jew. The streets cold, so I throw on the cover. You a bitch, don't get mad at me, get mad at your mother. Put my life on the line like I got me another. Yeah, shit. It's like I'm on another level here. You second tier, I'm pulling guns, that's on Metal Gear. It's hell out here, but shit, I die heavenly. AK equipped with the drum, it holds 70. Twin revolvers, bucket you ducks like Yosemite. Yeah, I hear a lot of rappers puffing on their enemies. I don't smoke, but I drink their tears like it's
Hallowed is a word that means holy, meaning the Lord's name is separate. The Lord's name is about division. The Lord's name is about separation. Throughout the Bible, it talks about separation and division.
Even wanna hear about rappers. Heavy gut punch, knock the air out rappers. Ain't nobody fucking around with my niggas. You know who I go to ground with, my niggas. You know when they come around, if they wanna clown, then we gun them down for my niggas. Ain't nobody fucking around with my niggas. You know who I go to ground with, my niggas. You know when they come around, if they wanna clown, then we gun them down for my niggas.
It's supposed to be thy will be done. The Lord's will is supposed to be done. Not your will, not grandma's will, not mommy's will, not Uncle Bobby's will, not the Democratic Party's will, not the Republican Party's will, not the Independent Party's will. It said what? Thy will be done. Thy will be done. The Lord's will is supposed to be done.
They said free the Palestinians, then celebrate the death of native Indians. How these other races gon' take us serious? They don't. It's silly thinking you can fight oppression with a vote. I'm so woke, I got sleep deprivation. Belly of the beast giving birth to a nation. You know how I feel to have culture and they take it. It'll never be peace, tell them free the reservation. Till it's backwards, they don't know that they exist no more. Ever try reaching out for help and you just get ignored? Pick up vices like drugs, your child fill a void. They get a youth life sentence for a killing, he was just a boy. Niggas poor, what we living for? Life a gamble, it's like 10 or 4. Police hands around your neck, they just hit record. We in war, man, this ain't the norm. But you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know. Mama on the stage crying. She just lost her only son to gang violence. Pops level 4 yard talking through the vents. Have you ever tried to hug your loved ones through a fence? Have you ever been hated just because your skin? Have you ever worked all week and couldn't pay your rent? Life a trip of trying to catch my balance. Every step feel like I'm walking backwards. Credit card, but God check the balance. I come from where it's rough, that's why my heart callous. They want you to fall weak, that's a war tactic. Look how we live, what's scary than that? What you know about crossing the Darien Gap? Risk your life to live in hell or bury your kids. Either way we gotta suffer and they just get rich. Life a bitch, why I waste time telling you that? Cause if you ain't a nigga like me, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know.
west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy and get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he a domino. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance of one west rising to prominent. Cause I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupon for Uber. Rhymes hard like they've been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. The showstopper been the proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm throwing them off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modify the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's worth the mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire. Around with me, and I had a nigga spin like a tire. But down the D, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because UPK. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
Where's he going with this shit? Cause tonight you belong to me. I'm from One West headquarters. Follow my captain's orders. Live in the land of pain and torture. No straw, but they want their mortar. Tell Trump, fuck borders. P.S. prepare for slaughter. Never take their sons and daughters. Never give them alls in return. Niggas never wanna learn. Till they laying in the urn. Babylon, Babylon, Babylon. You got to burn. Even if I gotta go with it. So fuck it, is you with it? Niggas never feel froggy, they just wanna rip it. If I see a bad bitch, then I gotta rip it. Your lip looking like the Red Sea when I split it. Tell me why that flow so vicious. Every time he switches, beat a nigga ass like mama did with switches. You niggas looking real gay. Where are the bitches? I mean, where are the sisters? Better stay away from witches. That's a brouhaha. Love me as she brew, ya. White people, he brew now. If you didn't know, then you do now. You belong to me. Yeah. Alright. This nigga's bonkers. From the same city as the Knickerbockers. Name ring bells from here to Yonkers. Or Nicaragua. You niggas too thirsty, you need some agua. I ain't talking Fina. When they kill my dog, I ain't hear shit from Peter. These niggas talk Kent, but they really mean FEMA. Captain cut his eye, got more stripes than Adidas. If you ain't a bad bitch, then get the fuck off my penis. 1-2 step with a meat tree drip. Keep my circle tighter than my meat tree is. If I don't fuck with you, you a piece of shit. When I dip, you dip, we dip, we dip. That's the type of shit that I sing to my bitch. No 6ix9ine, we don't sing no snitch. Gotta love that bass. Social distance, I love my space. Tell Karen, get the fuck out my face. We ain't never switching up on our race. You belong to me. It's you, baby. One more time. Gotta love that bass. Social distance, I love my space. Tell Karen, get the fuck out my face. We ain't never switching up on our race. Cause you belong to me. One more time for the ladies in the back, eh?
Shalom, shalom, Israel. Shalom, Israel. Can everybody hear me all right? And let me know if everybody can hear me okay. Baba Kusha. Let's see. Can y'all hear me all right? Let me get a 1 or 1 West in the chat if y'all can hear me all right, Baba Kusha. Let's see. Can y'all hear me all right? Shalom, shalom, shalom. Most High Christ. Got a couple ones. The water. We had an ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and we are not affiliated with any other Israelite group or any Christian organization. All right. Tonight is our history class. Before we get into it, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat Rakathum. To the sisters. Shalom. Yahweh Shamar Alathan. Bahashem Yahweh Shah. All right. This is our history class every Monday night right here on ISUPK Virginia, ISUPK Richmond. We go into our history both inside and outside the Bible. All right. We're going to go into it tonight. First, we're going to see who we got in the building. In the building, we got Akwath Rai, my rib Akwath Rai. Shalom, shalom, sis. All right. We got the Princess Taza Rai. I'll give her a hand. My first time being on camera, congratulating my princess and getting her name, Most High in Christ. I'm very, very proud of her. Absolutely. All right. Got the brother Kamal Peterson checking in from Portsmouth, Virginia. Most High in Christ. Good to see you, brother. My brother, Officer 500, Yagadar is in the building. Shalom, shalom. All right. Let's see. We got the brother Ayam Pakwak checking in from Rice, Virginia. Shalom, brother. Good to see you. Akwaf Dabara checking in as well. Checking in from Richmond. Good to see you, sis. Officer 5000, Officer Yarash Amath checking in from Hampton. Shalom. How about you? Shabakata. Let's see. We also got Azaraka, Aquad Azaraka. Y'all give her a hand as well for getting her Hebrew name as well. Two very well-deserved sisters got their name. Most High in Christ. Aquad Hadassah's in the building. Shalom, sis. Good to see you as well. All right. Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. Damn right. Trooper Yabachar is in the building. Shalom. Yabashim Yashabrakatah. Good to see you, brother. All right. And as always, if you are in here, make sure you put your name, city, and state so you can check in for your attendance. All right. Any questions anybody got, put them in the chat. We will get to them. All right. All right. As y'all can see by the title, we're going to talk about the foolishness of Black individuality. Black individuality is one of the main reasons why we are so destroyed. We don't understand that we are a nation. We are a family. And of course, when I say Black, I mean Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans collectively. All right. We don't understand because of this oppression, because of Christianity. We don't understand that we are a nation. We are a people. We are a family. We think in our mind that we are individuals and what we do only affects us, and we only need to be concerned about us, and we only need to be worried about us. And that is the absolute opposite of what we should be doing. All right. We have an obligation to each other. We have a responsibility to each other. Right. We have laws, statutes, and commandments, right, that we are supposed to be following as the Most High's chosen people. We're supposed to be following these laws, statutes, and commandments, and when we don't, we put the entire nation in jeopardy. And that's why we have these curses that afflict our communities. We have these curses that afflict our nation. But every time there seems to be a major, let's call it a major happening, a major display of oppression, a major display of injustice, a major display of brutality, a major display of savagery, right? Every time that happens, we get collective in our anger and our frustration, and then time goes on, and then we're back to being individuals. And the cycle repeats itself. Most High in Christ, I want. Salaki, Most High in Christ, I want. So every topic we suffer from hyper individualism. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Hyper individualism. There's this idea that we are just us out here. We are not tied to the rest of our family. And that is partly why we have such a negative disposition that I talk about every time I teach class. We have this negative feeling towards our history. It's so horrible, particularly in America. It's so horrible. It's so painful. It's so brutal, right? We want to disconnect from it. We want to disconnect from it. Slack. The water. We want to disconnect from it. Y'all give Aqua Raya a hand. She reminded me to put the banner up. I appreciate it, sis. Most High in Christ. We want to disconnect though from our history because it's so painful. Aqua Shakar Pakwak is in the building as well. Shalom, Yahweh Shemar Lathab Hashem Yahweh Shai, sis. After slavery, no sweat. I understand, sis. So yeah, we want to disconnect from it because it's so painful. No other nation does that. No other nation does that. The so-called Jewish man, you will never hear him say, well, the Holocaust was old. The Holocaust don't affect us now. You will never hear him say we need to get along with the Germans. That's old. It doesn't bother me. It ain't had nothing to do with me. I wasn't around back then. It doesn't affect me today. You will never hear that. Even this oppressor, listen, when the Twin Towers came down, what they say, we will never forget. And then they went across seas in the Middle East and dropped 1 million bombs because they have an understanding about their identity and who they are and how important they are collectively. They have an understanding of their importance collectively. The reality is we participate. And again, when I say we, I do not mean anybody in the ISUPK. I mean us collectively as blacks. All right, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We participate in their elections every cycle. That's not for us. That's for them. That's for them. They showed y'all. Listen, sisters. They showed y'all that at the last election with Kamala Harris as they paraded her brown face out and told you all as black women that y'all needed to go support her. But there were no women. There was no collective women. No, the majority of the majority of the oppressors women voted for Trump because they understand that they have a team that they play on, that they have a family that they are associated with, that they have a larger community that they are have a responsibility to. Damn right. They'll never say to themselves, just get over it. You will never hear them say that. You will never hear them say, just get over the Holocaust. You will not hear them say, just get over 9/11. You will not hear them say these things. But our people, black people, have been convinced that that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to join with America or be individuals, which is essentially the same thing. Right. It's me against the world. It's me against the world. I got it. You go get it. You figure it out. This is for me and mine with no concern for the rest of the family, with no concern for the rest of the nation until some major injustice happens. And then all of a sudden it's important. For a small period of time. So who can tell me the most recent major injustice? Who can tell me who knows what I'm thinking of that came out over the past couple of days? The most recent major injustice, the most recent form of oppression, the most recent example of this oppressor's bloodthirsty nature? Who can tell me the most recent one that's come out that's all over the news right now? Officer 50 calls for pause in the building. Shalom. How about you, man? Shabbat brother. Good to see you. Who can tell me what the most recent one is? And even just having to describe it that way, even just describing it that way, the most recent one, we have to describe it that way because we all know none of this is new. The injustices and the oppression that we suffer just come over and over again, and we have to describe them. We have to put a time frame on them. We have to put a name on them. We have to put a series of events on them because you have to specify this thing because so many happen over and over again. Most High in Christ, y'all are on it. Give Akwath a eye and hand. The prisoners unaliving. Absolutely. Give the brother ISUPK a hand as well. Those COs that unalive the brother in jail. Robert Brooks was that brother's name. Robert Brooks. Is anybody not familiar with what I'm talking about? Is anybody not familiar? Does the Hebrew word for church refer to people or the building? So Bayat Saparia, is that what you're referencing? I want to make sure we're talking about the same term and you haven't pulled another word. Let me know. All right. They beat him to death in the hospital. He was in their custody. It was in the what do you call it? The infirmary or something like that. That's my understanding. I don't think he was in a public hospital, if that's what you're asking, sis. Okay, Bayat Sapari means house of books. All right, so that is referring to the building in that sense, if that's what we're talking about. All right. Let me know if that answers your question. Should be up. All right. Sister Azaracha is not familiar. No sweat, sis. We're going to get you caught up. We're going to get you caught up. Unfortunately, we're going to get you caught up. We are going to get you caught up, sis. No sweat. I'm not familiar with it completely, but I heard about it. No sweat, Brother Kamal. We're going to get you up to date as well. Sister Shakal said, I bet that's not the first black man they beat. Listen, so let me give y'all no sweat, brother, no sweat. Let me give y'all a high level of what we understand, and then we're going to get into an article that I pulled on it, and then we're going to get into some other things. All right, some other very recent things. So, from what I understand, and again, if anybody is not familiar with it, just Google right now. Well, not right now. After class. Google Robert Brooks, and I guarantee you it's going to come up. It's going to be the first thing that pops up. It's all over the internet. And you're going to be able to see videos. And as Akwath Ra'aya said, it is hard to watch. So get yourself prepared. All right. It is not easy to see. All right. Now, if anybody remembers, who was it? And you know what's horrible? There's so many. These type of things happen so often. And I feel bad for saying this, but I think y'all gonna understand. There's so many brothers and sisters. There's so many brothers and sisters' names. You start to forget what the names were because the list is so damn long of the oppression and the affliction and the brutality that happens to our people under this oppressor, but particularly given law enforcement. The lists are so damn long. I cannot remember the brother's name who was unalived by them 5 black officers. If y'all remember that happening, right? My point in bringing that up is this. I remember it was General Mahaiman when that happened. They played the video, and during I think Thursday night class. They played the video, and he said, you know, we're going to bring up this video and so on and so forth. And I said to myself out loud at the time, I had not seen it. I said, I don't want to see this. And right as I said it, General Mahaiman said, force yourself to watch it. And that's the same thing I'm going to say for this. If you have not seen it, Google Robert Brooks, Tyree Nichols, the Water of Siagadar. That was that brother's name. But yeah, after class, just Google Robert Brooks and force yourself to watch it. It's difficult, but we need to be aware. We need to understand. So again, high level, Salakia. Make sure I got you. No sweat, I'll get into it. So high level, right? The brother was already incarcerated. The COs, it was probably, I think it was 3 of them at the time. You'll see them carrying him, you know, kind of into a building. They got him hitched up. His hands are cuffed behind his back, and they're carrying him by his wrists, all right, and his feet. So y'all can imagine with your hands being behind your back, how painful that already is and dangerous. And the next thing you know, they appear to be in the infirmary, and there are, I mean, you can't count how many punches and kicks and chokes and yanks and I mean, they torture this brother repeatedly. And there's probably in the video, there's probably 4 or 5 of them actively involved. There's probably another 4 or 5 of them standing around watching like it's nothing. Nobody looks like they're in horror, that like they're seeing something that they've never seen before. Nobody's in shock. Nobody's appalled. Nobody is feeling that there's virtually anything wrong. That there's virtually anything wrong. So that's the high level. And within, I don't know how many hours of this happening, the brother was pronounced dead. All right. He passed away. And well, we'll get into that because we're going to get into this article. All right. Let's see. They were very comfortable torturing that brother. Absolutely. That's exactly how it came off. It came off very comfortable, very routine. This was not something, as the sister said, that this is something that had happened before. This is something that had happened before. And again, you can tell by the expression of everyone around that this was not something rare. This was par for the course. Now, mind you, everybody had on, I shouldn't say everybody. There were plenty of people who had on body cameras. Plenty of them officers had on body cameras. Nobody cut them on. No one cut them on. The only reason that we even have this video is because some of the cameras were in standby mode. And when they were in standby mode, they were steady recording action just with no sound. So when the sister says, I bet that's not the first brother they beat up. Right. Because this was not anything that was out of the ordinary. It didn't appear to be out of the ordinary at all. And the only reason we're aware of it now is because their cameras were on standby. I glanced over it. My mental can't take seeing us being unalived over and over again. I understand exactly where you're coming from, sis. That in and of itself is a form of oppression. Having to see this is a form of oppression. And that reality, again, can lead us to feeling like we want to be individuals. Not knowing that going down that road perpetuates it. Not understanding if you're not in the ISUPK, if you're in the world, and damn sure if you're in the Christian church, that feeling that the sister just described, I glanced over, but my mental can't take seeing us being unalived over and over again. That anguish, right? It can cause brothers and sisters in the world and in the Christian church to, again, want to disconnect and say, that's not me. That's not me. That's unfortunate for that brother, but that doesn't really affect me. So I don't really need to be aware of it. I don't need to be, I don't need to necessarily look it up. I don't need to be aware of all these injustices and atrocities that happen because they don't affect me. Well, guess what? They didn't affect Alton Sterling before he was gone. They didn't affect Tamir Rice, before that young brother was unalived in the park. They didn't affect Sandra Bland before that sister was taken. There's so many over and over and over. Freddie Gray. Y'all give me some more. Y'all give me some more. There's so many. George Floyd, of course. Mike Brown. Right? There's so many of our brothers and sisters who have been taken out. I'm trying to use my words carefully, right? Who are no longer here, who were unalived, and they might have felt at the time that this oppression that our people are collectively under didn't affect them. They might have felt the same way. Breonna Taylor, the water. They might have felt the same way. Trayvon Martin, they all might have felt, hey, I'm an individual. I'm an individual. Their parents might have felt that way. We're individuals. We raise our children to be individuals. They're not black. Right? They're damn sure not Israel. They're individuals. We want to raise them to treat everyone fairly and meet people where they are and not judge. And all of this nonsense. Trayvon Martin, absolutely. All of them. They might have had the same idea, not knowing that it was going to affect them one day. Not realizing that it was going to come knocking at their door. That oppression, this oppression that we're under. This idea that you're an individual and it doesn't affect you, it just hasn't affected you yet. And the fact that it doesn't affect you goes back to that individuality. The fact that you don't have this anguish that you then carry with you. Because what happens? We bubble up and then we calm down and then it's all good again. And we wait till the next one. Right. Absolutely. The brother that had the plunger, the two, I think it was two brothers that were tortured for what, 6 hours or something like that? All of this oppression, and we disconnect from it. We don't want to hear about it. And I know that's nobody in here, right? But this is the problem with our people as a whole. We want to say we're individuals. That doesn't affect me. And so that keeps us. We'll get into it. Salaki. I'm not going to go there yet. All right. Let's see. I understand. Let me see. Salaki. It's so true, but we have to see it to make real to some of our people that are so blind to the reality of it. Now that's true too. Some of us are so disconnected. And purposefully ignore the oppression. It has to be right there in their face. It has to be right in your face. And even then, if it doesn't cause you to come into the UPK, if it doesn't cause you something, I mean, I don't understand. What kind of emotions? Let me ask y'all, the ones who are aware, right? Anybody who's seen it. The sister said it was too, mentally tough. You know what I mean? Too much anguish. What's another emotion anybody had? Y'all let me know in the chat. Salaki, black inmates have read. Oh, get that sister a hand. She Salaki, I'm not trying to laugh. You are definitely in the spirit, sister, because that was one of the articles I'm about to pull up tonight. Aqua Chakal Pakwak says Salaki, black inmates at Red Union State Prison are burning their legs and arms to get away from how the redneck officers are doing them. Y'all give her a hand. She's absolutely correct. We're going to get into that as well. If nobody's aware of that, we're going to cover that story too. Let's see. They do that to the inmates daily. I believe you. Absolutely. We know it happens. We absolutely know it happens. We got a clip of it on the school's TTF. Okay. Most High in Christ. He said we got a clip of it on on our TikTok page. So if y'all want to go there, ISUPK VA or ISUPK. I'm not. What's the name of It's ISUPK VA, I believe, on TikTok. Let me know, Officer Yagada, if I'm wrong. All right. Let's see. Laquan McDonald. Who was Laquan McDonald? See, I'm not even sure if I'm familiar with that, brother. Abner Louima. He was a Levite. Okay. Absolutely. What's the other brother? The brother that was jogging. The brother that was jogging. The brother that was sitting in his home. The brother was sitting in his home. Botham John. It makes me mad when they be confused and say, I don't know this. I didn't know this could happen to me. And then they say racism is real. Right. Once it happens to them, then it hits them. Absolutely. Anger. Y'all get that sister a hand. Absolutely correct. Matter of fact, Ecclesiastes 7:7. I see mad. I see anger. Let's pull that. Ecclesiastes 7:7. Ecclesiastes 7:7 says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Let's focus on that first part. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. What's the who can tell me what oppression is? Who can tell me what oppression is? Aqua Tawa Bath is in the building. Shalom, Yahweh Shemal, Thaba Hashem, Yahweh Shai says. Who can tell me what oppression is? Who knows what the definition of oppression is? There y'all go. Ahmad Arbery. Officer Yagada is on it. Ahmad Arbery. Tamir Rice. Philando Castile. Sandra Bland. Freddie Gray. Rakia Boyd. Terrence Crutcher. Tatiana Jefferson. Right. And if anybody's not familiar with there's a black museum in Richmond, Virginia. We went there, it's probably been maybe a year or so ago now. We went there, right? And there was this, and some of y'all have heard me describe this before, but it was this American flag, but it was made out of pictures of brothers and sisters who had been unalived by police officers. And it was something like 60 or 70 names on there. And these didn't go back that far. These were relatively new. And there were so many on that list that nobody had heard of, that didn't make the news, that hadn't made the media. This is something that happens. It's active oppression. Again, we have this idea that stuff is old and it doesn't happen anymore. It absolutely does. We think because we're not under, government sanctioned segregation, and that because there aren't public lynchings, that lynchings don't happen anymore. That's what we think in our mind. Because we don't see it every day, because we don't have to walk around with, no, let me rephrase that. Because the majority of us don't have to walk around in fear that we're going to be lynched on a daily basis. We think it doesn't happen. Now, everybody's aware when you start talking to them, oh, if you have a police encounter, that's a different scenario. Well, police are out here all day, every day. And these things happen very regularly. Look at all of these names. Y'all are still putting them in and throw water for it. Sean Bell. He's another one. Absolutely. Cruelty. That can be oppression. Absolutely. Aqua Tawabah said unjust treatment or control. Y'all give her a hand. Systematic hate towards others for a specific reason, strategically forcing them to hardship and pain. All right. Most High in Christ, systematic depletion of resources of one or more people to keep them in a lowered state. Most High in Christ. Y'all giving great definitions. Great definitions. The police exterminate more of us now than the era of lynching. We hear only a fraction of the real number. Right, we only hear about a fraction of the real number. As the sister said earlier, they did this before. They did that before. As everybody could see in this in the tape, nobody was surprised. This wasn't anything new, right? Let's look up the definition of oppression, just so we have it, right? Let's see. Oppression. Unjust or cruel exercise of authority or power. That's exactly what we have been subject to and continue to be subject to in America. The unjust and cruel exercise of authority and power. Because, and here's again where people get it in, our people don't understand. We're in captivity. We're in captivity. We are subject to their authority and their power. Why? Because we don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. So we didn't want to be subject to the Most High's authority and power. So he said, no problem. I'll remove my protection. And now you're in the subject under the authority and the power of an oppressor. And it's the unjust and cruel exercise of it that makes this particular captivity and this particular oppressor so evil, so wicked. It's such an affliction that he puts on our people. And Christianity does nothing but make it worse. Christianity makes our people think that it's not even happening. Or that we have to suffer so then we can go to some magical place in the sky. Nothing of which is in the Bible. None of which is in the Bible. All right. But the scriptures say again, oppression maketh a wise man mad. All right. Let's look up wisdom. Who can tell me what wisdom is? Who can tell me what wisdom is? Give me some definitions of wisdom. Pull this scripture back up. It says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Well, if you are under oppression and you're not mad, what does that mean? What does it mean if you are under oppression and you're not mad? Uncle Ryan said oppression is not oppression, wisdom. So like it. Wisdom is knowledge, all right? Mosi Yagadar says Christianity makes our oppression a rite of passage to get to heaven. Y'all give him a hand. He's absolutely right. That's what Christianity does. And that's why that's one of the reasons it's so wicked and so evil for our people specifically. It makes it a rite of passage, meaning the more you suffer, the more this oppressor tells you to suffer, the more he afflicts on you. That means the more likely it is you're going to get to heaven for some weird reason. Again, which none of this is in the Bible. None of it is in the Bible. Awareness, all right. Your complacency. Right. That means you like it. That means you're complacent with it. Right. You must like the oppression if you're not being mad. If you're not mad, if you're under oppression and you're not mad, that must mean you like it. Brother Kamal Peterson said, seeing the bigger picture and recognizing patterns. All right, maybe. Knowledge, good judgment. I do like that. Get that sister a hand. Being accurate about what you know and what you don't know. Okay. All right. Having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. All right. You are not a smart person and delusional if you're happy here in the U.S. Right. You're not. You're definitely not wise. Listen, if you are happy in America, you might not be wise. If you are a Black, Latino, Native American and you are just enjoying all of your experience here, you might not be wise. You might not be that wise. You are probably someone who is convinced that you are an individual. You're probably doing pretty well for yourself, and you don't care at all about your people, which is very unwise. It is very unwise. Right. I understand. I understand. It's very unwise. You might be someone who doesn't process things well. If you can be and this listen, Officer Yagada, let me know if anybody has ever asked you this. Matter of fact, any of the officers in the chat. Sometimes we get asked, well, why are you so angry? Why are you always so angry? Why are you always so upset? Can you, Officer Yagada, you get that question sometimes? And again, any other brothers, even Trooper Yabaka, let me know. Officer Carl Sapar, let me know. Do y'all get that question sometimes? Why are you so angry? It's probably not coming from anybody in the school. No, none of the sisters in the school are asking that. They might have asked you early on, right? Well, some of the sisters might have asked you early on before they got their names. They might have asked you that, right? They might have asked you that question then. But maybe it's just me. I might be the only one to get asked that. I've gotten asked that a couple times. Why are you so angry? Why are you always so mad? How can you live life always angry? Y'all get that ever since I was about 5 years old. Every day of my life. Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. How can you be so angry all the time? That's what I hear. That's the kind of questions we get as men in the truth, right? But again, the scripture says surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, right? So my question is, if you are Black, Latino, or Native American in America, why the hell are you not angry all the time? Why are you not angry all the time? Because we are in oppression all the time. And the scripture says oppression maketh the wise man mad. So how can you be here and not be angry all the time, watching your people suffer? How is that? That goes back to the individuality. You can do that because you think you're not part of the rest of the family. And until this hits you right at home, you're going to believe it doesn't affect you. You're not under oppression. That's the idea. Most High in Christ, Shubi Yabakar said he gets asked that question too. This world and its folks will actually have you thinking it's something wrong with you. Exactly. For being angry about these devils. Absolutely. And that's Christianity. That's Christianity. Christianity will have you think, listen, if you ever heard, some of us might have been, we used to be in a Christian church. You hear somebody talk about the joy they have on the inside. Good night. It's this magical, spooky. It don't matter what it is. No matter how much oppression and affliction and hell you go through, somehow, as Officer Yagada said, because it's a rite of passage, you have this joy. There's no anger at injustice. Good night. They say you hateful and have a victim mentality, right? Just place some blame on others, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, all of that nonsense. All of that nonsense. Until it affects them. That and the oppressors are good for that. Well, you have a victim mentality. Yeah, well, you didn't have a victim mentality when you went and dropped 1 million bombs over Afghanistan. That wasn't a victim mentality. When you say you'll never forget 9/11, is that a victim mentality? This is nonsense. But all that is, again, is more effort to make you docile, to make you accept your oppression and not be wise and not have any wisdom. Matter of fact, we were looking up that definition. says the ability to discern inner qualities in relationships, good sense. Good sense is a perfect one, right? Judgment, insight, accumulated philosophical or scientific learning or knowledge. Let me see. Knowledge, good sense, right? Discernment, all the things that you always saying. All the things that you always saying. So again, how can you have knowledge, insight, discernment, see your people suffering, see your people being unalive, see all this injustice that happens to Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans and not be angry? Christians are the worst people. They absolutely are. They absolutely are. They believe absolutely nothing of what they say they believe. Everything in the Bible they do the opposite of, damn near. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I'll get that sister a hand. So how can you not be angry is my question most often, right? How is it possible that brothers and sisters aren't angry? Well, it's because of individualism. It's because we have this idea that, well, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I mean, that's horrible. It's sad. It's sad, but I mean, I'm not angry about it. It doesn't affect my day-to-day life. Not knowing that mentality is gonna make it more likely to come to your home. It's gonna make it more likely to come to your doorstep because you think that you don't have to care about your brothers and sisters. It's the money. What do you mean, brother ISUPK? You're probably right. If we're talking about the Christian church, I'm almost certain that I know exactly what you're talking about. But give me a little bit more. Give me a little bit more, Baba Kusha. Give me a little bit more. How do we? And while he's working on that, let me ask y'all a question. How do we? What's a good place to start if you want to get some wisdom? If you want to build some wisdom, if you want to be a more wise person, right? Where's a good place to start? What's a good thing to do? We coming straight out of the Bible. Where might be a good place to start if you want some wisdom? That's a good place. Y'all give her a hand, knowing, understanding, and accepting that they are your enemy. Damn right. Getting that realization. Law, statutes, and commandments. Fast and prayer. All right, give her a hand. Absolutely. Absolutely. Those are excellent places to start. Who else? The money make them feel like they are better than you because, I get what you're saying. Absolutely. Get that brother a hand. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. You most often, when brothers and sisters are able to easily disconnect and say, I'm an individual and I can do what I want, oftentimes it's because they're in a better state than a lot of our other brothers and sisters. And they have this mentality that, I got it. You need to go get it. And again, that goes back to, I'm an individual. I ain't got no obligation to nobody. I'm going to go out here and get this bag. I got the bag. You need to go get the bag. You need to do what you got to do. I did what I had to do. He's absolutely right. But again, that is another example of individualism. No concern for the rest of the nation. And we're so bad with it. And we want to be like this oppressor so bad, we'll use drugs to destroy our community. Thinking we're coming up as an individual. I'm going to sell crack and heroin and cocaine and weed and everything else to my entire community that I live in and I'm going to destroy it because I'm an individual and I'm trying to get this bag. Absolutely horrible. And it's so ironic, right? Again, other nations know that they're on a team. It's so ironic. If anybody is aware, so many of us, especially if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, right? We're very aware of the Italian mafia mob culture, right? What was one of the rules that they had? They didn't stick to it, but they at least had it as a rule as they conducted their business, What was a major rule that was not supposed to be broken? While at the same time, back in the 80s, our communities were being destroyed by ignoring this same type of rule. Let me see who can get where I'm going. I'm trying to ask this question without giving y'all the answer. Salaki. Studying the slave trade. That's another good place. Studying our history. Absolutely right. Get that sister a hand. Let's see. Learn yourself and your bad habits. Interesting. All right. Give me a little bit more, Brother Kamal. How do you learn yourself and your history and your bad habits, Salaki? No snitching. Okay. That's one. That's not the one I was thinking. There's one that's more about what happens when you get caught, right? This is a rule about the business that they conducted. It was give Officer Yagadar a hand. They had a rule that they would not sell narcotics to their own people. That was their rule. Matter of fact, at one point, it was a rule that they wouldn't even get involved in it. But then they said, well, we'll do it, but we won't sell it to our own people. Well, while by comparison, while we out here trying to copy this oppressor, we don't give a damn about our people. They know they're on a team. They could do business with us, but not marry. Now that's part of their culture as well, but not specifically the mafia culture. But that's also correct. It was very important. Their bloodline. She's correct there. You don't rat. That's true. All right, that's true. All right, y'all are giving some. Most High in Christ. Right. Give Aquaf a 9 hand as well. Not to sell drugs to their own people. Brother Yamba Kwak said they said they would sell it to the right. They'll sell it to us. They would sell it to us with no problem. With no problem. Again, because they know they're a part of a team. Right. Right. They know they're a part of a team. Now, we copied them, but we didn't copy that part. Why? Because we think we're individuals. We want to come up off our own people and destroy our nation in the process. All right. So let me see. What time we got? 8:03. All right. We got several stories to cover. I want y'all. I'm going to read some highlights, right, from this article about the brother Robert Brooks that came out over the weekend. This is CNN that I'm going to pull up. But I want y'all to make sure, again, if anybody who hasn't done it, just Google it after class and force yourself as much as you can to get the visual of what happened to that brother. All right. Let me see. I'm going to try to pull this up as much as I can. And again, I gave y'all the high level. But it says body camera footage documented the fatal beating of Robert Brooks at the hands of New York State corrections officers has triggered an outpouring of rage and condemnations. All right. Says earlier in the day after he had been pronounced unalived, he had been transferred from Mohawk Correctional Facility to Marcy and beaten by corrections officers in a medical examination room while handcuffed with his hands behind his back. Body camera footage shows officers repeatedly punching and kicking Brooks in the face, chest, and groin until he stops moving. All right. It is, and I'm just skipping because again, I want everybody to see it. It says it's difficult. Now here, let me bring this down for a second. Here's also, I don't know who wrote this, right? I don't know whether I don't know who they are. But what I do know is this kingdom always leaves an out for an oppressor. When I say you learn yourself and your bad habits, I pretty much mean don't make the same mistakes again when you know what's harmful to you. Okay, I get your point. In reference to wisdom. Sure. You have to learn from your mistakes. Absolutely. This kingdom is always going to leave an out for an oppressor, right? So you're going to hear some of these things, and you may not catch how egregious it is now if you have not seen the video, right? But right here it says, it is difficult to draw conclusions about the situation because the video footage does not capture any audio or show what led up to the violence immediately preceding Brooks's death. This is the same type of nonsense you hear when there's a unaliving at a traffic stop, and they say, "Well, we don't know what happened before the camera started." Well, what could have happened to make any of this valid? To make any of this okay? What could happen that you have him in a medical examination room with his hands cuffed behind his back, and you have to repeatedly punch, kick, and beat him? What could have happened before that to make this okay? Absolutely nothing. But they're going to leave it out. They're going to leave it out for an oppressor. And laughing and cheering on each other all throughout the video. Even with no audio, you can tell right that they were elated. Absolutely. Again, with no audio, you can tell that this isn't something that's rare. With no audio, you can tell that this is what they do and how they get down. Again, right? It says from the body camera footage, it is unclear what led up to the beating or why Brooks was taken into a medical examination room by officers, as the footage first shows Brooks's face down and handcuffed as 3 officers carry him into the facility. The rule. Oh, and then here's what's heavy too. It says in 1992, the U.S. Supreme Court ruling Hudson versus McMillan set the standard for police use of force. All right. It said Peterson was part of the team performing the first evaluation of a corrections body camera program at a jail in Loudoun County, Virginia. It says the ruling established force is, quote, only justified when it is used to maintain or establish discipline. Now, he went on to say that the potential excess use of force is particularly evident. It says when officers is particularly evident when officers were cleaning blood off of Mr. Brooks's face and then began striking him and continued to strike and grab him for the next 30 seconds. So he's describing a part of the video where they stop at one point, clean him up, and then continue to beat him for another 30 seconds. But how about it's only justified when used to maintain or establish discipline? You can make damn near anything okay with that description. Well, I had to discipline him. I told him to sit up. He didn't sit up fast enough. So I yanked him by the neck. That's valid, right? This is the suppressor. This is what we're under. This is the abuse of power that we see on a daily basis. He probably talked back so they unalived him. May have been something that simple. Nothing in their training shouldn't allow them to go that far. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. But I mean, the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. So what do you expect? What can we expect? What should we expect? Absolutely nothing. Let me see. You can't even do a damn dog or pet like that. Right, but for us, it's cool. Listen, Michael Vick went to prison for actually doing less. He went to prison for doing less with dogs, with animals. Absolutely. But this can happen to a brother, to a person, to any human being, and it's okay. Let me pull this article back up. This is the assessment of another person who watched the video. Alcazar noted in the video, the officers appear, quote, pretty comfortable doing this, especially with a supervisor there. Right? So they even recognize that this looks real comfortable. This looks real comfortable for these folks. So the Attorney General said Friday 4 of the corrections officers involved did not turn on their body cameras, which were operating in standby mode and recording without sound. Salan, which is another legal professional, right, said it represented a dereliction of duty for the officers, meaning they were egregiously out of line by not cutting their cameras on. It says at least 3 of the officers involved in the beating were previously accused of assault, according to court documents obtained by CNN. Again, Sister Chicago Quack said this ain't the first brother they beat. And at least 3 of them had previous complaints of assault. This is what they do. We can't expect anything else from our oppressors. Exactly. They are oppressors. And they are still mad at them. Right. They probably are. They don't even put their hands on school shooters. They walk them to the jail. How about not even a school shooter? How about the what's that? Dylan Storm Roof, who went into that church, prayed with the people, started unaliving people, stopped reloading, unalived the rest of them. What they do with him when they pick him up? Anybody remember? Anybody remember? When they picked him up, what did they do with him? That is a heavy point. Get that brother a hand. What did they do with him after they picked him up? Damn right. They took him to Burger King. They took him to Burger King, because he's on their damn team. Right. Aqua Tawabad guy. They took him to Burger King. That's right. Took him to BK. Had to get him a Whopper before they take him to jail. Took him food. They ain't get McDonald's, but you on it. This same damn thing. They took him to get some fast food because he had unallowed all these people, and now they got to take him to jail. No sweat, sis. Absolutely. Right. It was damn near like they were saying good job. Damn near like they were saying good job. But you're going to jail. But here's your, good damn job. Brother, Quacks ain't let him have it his way. Right. You can have it your way at BK. Good night. Y'all are absolutely on it. All right, let's get back to the article. Let's see. Oh, if y'all have not seen it, I'm only going to leave this up here very briefly. This is horrible. That's that brother. And that's just a few of them that were in that room. Over to the right of that picture, there's probably, again, 3, 4, 5 more people. At least. Like I said, make sure y'all pull that up after class, Bubba Quick Shot. All right. Do I have any more on that? Last thing. So they haven't said that, the actual official cause of death, but the cause of death, but something's out there. It says an official cause of death has not been determined, but the medical examiner's preliminary findings show concern of asphyxiation due to neck compressions, according to CNN's affiliate Spectrum News. Now, when you all go watch that video, And again, it's a tough one to watch. If that's the cause of death, I'm just saying, it sounds to me like somebody made sure after what we saw that the job was taken care of. That the way this sounds, and when you go and watch it, this sounds like something that maybe happened off camera after, and was very deliberate. It was potentially extremely deliberate. Right, the medic was waiting outside the hall. He was waiting outside the hall for them to finish. As soon as y'all done. Damn right, it's a shame. It's an absolute shame. Right. There was little clips of them like they were halfway smiling. I mean, it was another day at the office. It was just another day at the office. We'll come in when y'all are finished and we'll see what happens. Now, we're aware of this again because of these cameras, and we're only aware because they didn't realize there was a standby mode because none of them turned them on. If not for that, we would not be talking about Robert Brooks right now. Right? Has anybody heard of, where is it? That is so small, damn it. Has anybody heard of Tremaine White? Tremaine White. Most High let that come out because they usually hide it, right? Right. And again, this should be our nation again, just another wake-up call to understand that you are in captivity. We are in captivity under an oppressor. We have an enemy. And the proper response to that is to get in the damn fight to fight the enemy. What's that? Following the law, statutes, and commandments. We're going to get into some scripture in a minute. Following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High to get our protection, to get our power, and to get our people up out of this condition. No sweat. No sweat. We're gonna go into it right now because the only difference, Aqua Tawabatha is aware, the only difference right now between Robert Brooks and Tremaine White are those cameras. Now, this is super small. Y'all probably not going to be able to see any of this. Y'all know I'm going to pull it up anyway and read it. All right. And this happened in Mississippi. This happened in Mississippi. Yeah, it's so small. I might see a little of it. All right. It says a Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is looking into the death of an inmate at the, I think it's Amite County Jail. All right. On October 4th, this year, on October 4th, Slacky, 41-year-old Tremaine White, who was a truck driver, died in jail. Nearly a month later, unanswered questions and concerns still surround his death. Right? It says right now, as we look into this, we are considering whether this is racially motivated. We are considering whether this was excessively violent, said Bobby DiCello, who was representing White's family. Says those things are in its early stages of the event. Now, I've looked. I haven't seen any update on this since. All right. Those things are still in the early stages of the investigation. DiCello lays out a timeline of the events of what he believed happened. On October 3rd or 4th, the attorney said White went into a tire shop in Liberty to buy a tire. Makes sense so far. As he was leaving, the 41-year-old threw something out of his window. An employee of the shop called the police, accusing White of throwing out a clear white baggie with a white powdery substance inside of it. Says, however, White refuted that claim, saying it was a paper towel that he threw out of the window. White then went to eat at a local restaurant. Not long after, law enforcement officers came inside and arrested White and took him to jail. He later died in the county jail. That quick. Says the cello wants to know what happened to White after he was taken into custody. How does such a minor moment end in death? What we see right now suggests that the officer's conduct directly contribute to his death. And then he goes on to talk about why we need to find out why we need to find this out. We need to find that out. The only difference between what happened to that brother and what happened to Robert Brooks is the fact that Robert Brooks got caught on camera. These things happen all the time. And now this brother, Tremaine White, right now is going to be another brother who got put in, got taken into custody and wind up dead. And no one knows why. Just as Robert Brooks would have been, absent these cameras. Right. He had no priors, no charges. This was an upstanding, law-abiding citizen who went to buy a tire and made the mistake of throwing a paper towel or a bag or whatever they said it was out of the window. We are under absolute oppression, and we think we're individuals. Let's go to Proverbs 1. We talk about wisdom, right? And where it starts and how to get it. Wisdom is what we need as a people to understand. That's the first thing we need. When we talked about, and everything everybody said was correct, right? Everything everybody said is correct. Learning from our mistakes, understanding that we have enemies. Everything everybody said is correct. But it's all about having wisdom. We are not a wise people as we move through it. No, let me rephrase that. If you're not in the ISUPK, our brothers and sisters who are not in the UPK under Commander General, we don't have wisdom. And we didn't have it before we came. I didn't have it before I came into the truth. Wisdom is something, well, we'll get into it. Proverbs 1:1. I said, told his mama he was going. Right. Okay. We on the same page. That's something else that happened. It wasn't in this article, so I wasn't going to bring it up. But apparently his mother went to see him the night before he passed. And he told her that he thought that they were going to unalive him based on how he was being treated or whatever. Maybe he talked to her on the phone. I can't remember the specifics, and it wasn't in that article. But that did happen. He said it to his mother. I want to say it was one of the last things he said to her. And we don't know how or where to acquire wisdom. Give Officer Yagadar a hand. He's absolutely right. We're going to get into it tonight. We're going to get into it right now. Proverbs 1:1. Most High Christ. Trooper Mahiak. Slocking Trooper. Listen, with that name, Mr. Burnt Cheese, I thought we had an op coming in here. My whole demeanor was about to change. Shalom, how about you? I shop Rockatah. Good to see you, brother. Good night. Good to see you. All right. No, she went. Okay, she went and he was beat up and looked real tired, and he told her that they was going to unlock him. Okay, Most High Christ. The water. Hey, listen, Officer Yagadar, all I saw was Mr. Burnt Cheese at first. I started, Salaki. But no, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. All right. Proverbs 1:1, right? The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. Let's stop right there. Why is this important already? Why is the Proverbs of Solomon so important to what we're talking about. We're talking about wisdom. We're talking about how to get it. Why is the Proverbs of Solomon so important? So like your email wasn't working, had to use the temple. No sweat, no sweat. Listen, I read the check-in. You did that correctly, so we're good to go. Don't even worry about it. Why is it so important that it's Solomon? Why does that matter? Who can tell me? Given what we're talking about. Given the idea that we're trying to find out about wisdom. Why is that so important that we're getting this from the Proverbs of Solomon? I'll go off the bar said, if you seek wisdom, it's best to go to a wise man. Damn right. Give her a hand. Give her a hand. I'll go talk about Khan. She asked, what was the charges? And they basically said it was nothing. Good night. This is the oppression that we're in, and we're gonna see some more. We're gonna see some more. We got to move. All right, we got to start moving a little quick. All right, Proverbs, and Aqua off the bars is correct. Again, y'all give her a hand. Solomon prayed for wisdom, or asked the Most High for wisdom, and he was granted it. All right. So again, Proverbs 1:1, the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, verse 2. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding. This is a setup. He's setting this up, right? To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, right? Verse 3, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity. Verse 4, to give subtly to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion. He said, in order for this to happen, in order for you to know wisdom, you know how we talk. We'll start in kind of in the middle of an expression. To know wisdom, to perceive the words of understanding. That's the way he's talking, right? Verse 5. Verse 5 says, a wise man will hear and will increase. Oh, Salakia, I ain't got the scripture up. I'm just looking, thinking y'all can see it. Salakia. Oh, so y'all got 1 Kings 4:30, and Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the East country. Exactly. And all the children and all the wisdom of Egypt. Exactly. This is why it's so important to get this from Solomon, because the Lord granted his wisdom. Y'all are absolutely on it. Absolutely. All right. Slakia, verse 5. A wise man will hear and increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. A wise man is going to hear when people give him a good, good learning. He's gonna seek out wise men, right? And get counsel from them, get advice from them. All right. Verse 6, to understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings, to understand these things, right? This is the setup. This is the setup. Verse 7, the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and destruction. So like an instruction. This goes back to our desire to be individuals. We don't want anybody to give us any damn instruction. We don't want anybody to give us any correction. We don't want anybody to try to tell us anything. You can't tell me now. You gonna tell me something? You a man like I'm a man. Anybody ever heard that in the world? I don't listen to nobody. I just listen to myself. You don't even have a moral standard outside of what you feel at the time. And you think that means something? That's not wisdom. The Most High said the fear of the Bible said the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. Once you understand that you have to have a fear of the Most High, then you will start to gain some knowledge. Then you might have an idea of where you need to go to get some wisdom, which is the men of the Lord. The priests and prophets that the Most High set up in the earth. That's who so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans should be going to for wisdom. But it starts with having a fear of the Most High. Christianity teaches our people not to fear the Most High at all. Not to care about what the Most High wants, to do everything their lustful desire tells them to do, to have no discipline, to not restrict themselves, to feed into every disgusting desire they have. And if you think it goes against the Bible, then just ask Jesus for forgiveness and it's fine. You can be an individual. You don't have to learn from anyone. You don't have to listen to anyone. That's one of the biggest, challenges. We as men, particularly we as men, sisters too, though. Let's just keep it a buck. Having to hear and get an order from someone. Humble yourself. Con on one con. That's it. That's it. Con one con, get the order done. Move on to the next order. That's what structure is. That's what order is. That's how you learn to get wisdom, by fearing the Most High and listening to the men, the priests and prophets of the Lord. But this oppressor tells our people, no, you're good. You're good. You ain't got to worry about what the Bible says. You're doing good, right? Things are better, right? It's not as bad as it was in the 60s. It's not as bad as it was in the 50s. You'll hear them say this, and you'll hear black people start to say. You'll hear us start to say these things. Why? Isaiah 30. Let's go to Isaiah 30. We're going to start at verse 9. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's one. Salaki. Let me get to the right chapter. Isaiah 30. We're going to start at verse 9. All right. All right, verse 9. It says that is a rebellious people. And this is talking about Israel. It's talking about us. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That is a rebellious people. We are rebellious, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, the law of the Most High. The law is that's where we have to start. We have to have a fear of the Most High, so we follow his law, statutes, and commandments. That's the beginning, right? Verse 10, which say to the seers, see not. Who are the seers? Who are the seers? What does that mean to be a seer in this context? And y'all put it in chat. And to the prophets, prophesy not. Salakia, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things. Prophesy deceits. And in this case, I give it to y'all for time sake. Seers are the prophets, right? Seers are the prophets. So this is saying that our people want the priests and prophets of the Lord to lie to them. Give the brother ISUPK a hand. Men of the Lord, damn right. Ahmadaz in the building. Shalom. Yahweh Shemal Athab Hashem Yahweh Shai. Good to see you, sis. The men in the Lord, the prophets, absolutely right. Give Ahmadaz a hand. This is saying that Israel, the people, matter of fact, I'll start from the top, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Don't tell us the truth. Don't tell us the truth. This is Israel wanting to be lied to. Speak unto us smooth things. Make me feel good. Prophesy deceits. Tell me lies. Tell me that this is going to be my year. Right? Tell me on December 31st, 2019, that 2020 is about to be your year. Right? Go to, what is it called? Watch night service. Go to watch night. I want to go to watch night service, and I want you to tell me how wonderful my 2020 is going to be. I want you to speak smooth things and prophesy deceits. December 31st, 2019, I want you to tell me how awesome and how prosperous my 2020 is going to be right before COVID-19 hits and shuts down the entire world. Right. The Lord's got a blessing for you. What God has for you is for you. Can't nobody stop it. So on and so forth. Don't prophesy the truth. Don't tell me that because I don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, the Lord doesn't even hear my damn prayers. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me the truth that's in the Bible. Lie to me. That's our people. That's our people. Verse 11. Get you out of the way. So like, get you out of the way. Turn aside out of the path. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. This is us still talking to the prophets. Get you out of the way. Get out of my way, man. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this. Move. Cause the Holy One of Israel. Who is the Holy One of Israel? Who is the Holy One of Israel? To cease from before us. Who's the Holy One of Israel? All right, y'all put it in the chat. Verse 12. Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, because you despise the word of the Most High. Well, I just gave it to you. So I just gave it to you. The Holy One of Israel is the Most High. All right. Because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon. How do we trust in oppression? How do we trust in oppression now? Let me stop that real quick. How do we trust in oppression now? Give Aquataz a right hand. Correct. Oh no, Salakia. Yahweh Shai. I was thinking y'all said Yahweh. This is the Most High they're talking about. This is the Most High they're talking about. The Holy One of Israel in this case is the Most High. All right. No sweat. I got you, brother. Ignorance is bliss. So you know what? I'm glad you said that. Right. This is what we think. This is a what they call it, a mantra. I don't know what the hell it is. Cliche. Ignorance is bliss. That's what people say, right? And to a certain extent, right? The idea is if I don't know about it, then it doesn't bother me. But in this case, our people think ignorance is bliss, and it destroys our nation. They don't want to know, but not wanting to know and ignoring it. The same way with our history, not wanting to know our history and ignoring it. We don't learn from it, as somebody said. We don't learn. I think it was the brother Kamal. We don't learn from what we've done in the past. Not knowing who we are, not knowing the prophecies, not knowing what we're supposed to be doing, and listening to the men of the Lord. That ignorance that we think is so bliss destroys us. It absolutely destroys us. Voting for fairness and equality. That's trusting in oppression. Give me some more. Give me some more. Trusting in oppression. What else do we do that trust and show that we trust in oppression? Right. We're supposed to remember the days of old. Exactly. And understand and learn the past generations. Absolutely. Ignorance is mental lidocaine, just masking the pain. Absolutely. Give them a hand. Calling the police. I'm going to say this, calling the police on nonsense, right? If you a sister and you calling the police on your man because you mad at him, that's trusting in oppression. That is trusting in oppression. Y'all give me some more. Give Akwataza a hand. Holidays, celebrating these holidays, that's trusting in oppression. That is trusting in oppression. They don't want to know so they can say I didn't know, and that's foolishness. That's true. That is true. They want to be, especially if you talk to any Christian, right? You get to talk to a Christian and you actually go into the Bible. Oh, they want to shut that conversation down. They want to shut that conversation down because they'd rather not know. And they think, again, that ignorance is bliss. And it's not. It's absolutely not. Let me see. Assimilation. All right, I'll take that. Assimilating into their culture. Absolutely. They teach our youth. Correct. Here's the heavy part, right? We trust in oppression because oppression is easier. There's a certain amount of oppression that's easier. When you trust in oppression, you're a good slave. You are a good slave. Going to church is another example. Marrying into their nations. That's right. When you trust in oppression, what you do is say, you know what? You know, this is horrible, right? These are some atrocities that happen to my people, but, you know, we got to make the best of what we got. You know, what else we going to do? You know, what you mean separate? How? That's impossible. What you mean you're not going to celebrate Christmas? Why? It's not that big a deal. What you mean I can't eat pork? Why? That's not even that big a deal. We trust in this oppression because we don't want to take on the responsibility of building a damn nation. And that takes discipline. That takes humbling yourself. That takes knowing that you have a damn enemy. That takes knowing that you have a team and a family that you have a greater responsibility to. And all of that is more difficult than being a good slave. Being a good slave means you can ignore everything that goes on as long as you are warm, as long as you have food in your belly, as long as you're doing a little bit better than someone else. Then now you don't have to worry about it. So you're trusting in this oppression. This is how we conduct ourselves rather than separating ourselves, which is what we should be doing for the Most High and unto the Most High. Trusting these devils are going to just love. Oh, trusting that these devils are going to just love us when they right. Trusting that they do now. Thinking that because you have not suffered personally, because you weren't unalive in the examination room, because you weren't being beat up, because someone that you know didn't suffer this. Now you think, well, no, we're good. I mean, it's terrible for them. But overall, it's not bad here. That's trusting in oppression. Damn right. Living like heathens is trusting in oppression. Absolutely. All they do is lie. Right. But believing that they don't. Thinking that all of this is just made up. When they come into a class or they hear us on the street teaching, they think we're crazy. They think we're the ones who are not making sense. They think we're the ones who are angry unjustly. No, you're trusting in oppression. You're trusting your enemy, thinking that you're going to have any type of protection when it's just a matter of time before it knocks on your door. And the fact that it would have to knock on your door before you see it, again, goes back to the average brother and sisters, the mentality about individualism. And it destroys our people. Believing Trump gonna make America great again. Exactly. Y'all are all on it. trusting everything will work itself out over time. Evolution and education will progress humanity. Right. All of that. All of that. All of that. So let's get back to the scripture. We're on verse 12. It says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel. This is the Most High. Because ye despise this word, meaning you despise my word, my law, statutes, and commandments. You despise it, right? And trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, because you decide to stay where you are, hearing the priests and the prophets of the Lord. Because you act like, as the brother Ayan Pakwak said, where was that? I think that was his comment. Salakia. There it is. They don't want to know. So they can say, I didn't know, and that's foolishness. Because you choose to stay therein. Because you despise my word, you trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon. Right? That's a decision. Verse 13. Therefore, this iniquity shall be a breach, shall be to you as a breach ready to fail, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. What does that mean? Who can tell me what that means? It says, therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall. Who can tell me what this is trying to describe? And this is a metaphor, all right? Being FBAs and trusting in our oppression, right? Trusting in my body, my choice, all of that. To each his own, all of that is trusting in this oppression. Absolutely. Absolutely. But when it says, therefore, this iniquity shall be unto you as a breach ready to fall, what does that mean? Who can tell me what? Let me see. All right, before we get into that, right? And you're not wrong, right? There's sins coming out. Yes. But give me, this is a metaphor, but what is it describing when you read it? What is it describing? Not metaphorically. What is it describing? When it says to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. What is that describing? You're going to be proud to vote for Obama, then lose your sons and daughters into the LGBTQ, right? What is this describing, though? For time's sake, I'm just going to give it to y'all. All right. I want to walk y'all there, though. Give me a second. Give me a second. What is a breach? Who can tell me what a breach is? Who can tell me what a breach is? All right, there we go. Y'all are on it. Y'all are on it. All right. Let's see. All right, not our protection, like it's collapsing. All right. I would say like what, but I see where you going because I see some other answers, and y'all are absolutely on it. Aqua a dam breaking. Yes. Brother Ayan, water busting out of a dam. Aqua Tawaba, breaking to observe the law or agreement. Okay, yes, that is a breach of the covenant, right? But that's not exactly what was described here. All right, but you are right. That breach, there is a breach of a covenant that is correct that way. All right. Not quite an invasion. Right. It can be, okay, it can be an offense, an infraction, or a break, just like Aqua Tawaba. But in this context, right? In this context, it says, therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. So what this is describing, as a couple of the brothers and sisters said, it's like a breach in a dam. It's like a breach in a wall that's holding water back, right? When you have a breach in a dam, there might be a leak for a minute, right? There might be a leak. You committing this sin and that sin, and you're gonna rock along. That dam is gonna hold until it doesn't. So when it says swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant, think about a dam that has a breach in it, and then eventually that breach fails, and the dam collapses, and then here you go. All of this iniquity you wanted to live in, that was a breach at one point, it's going to swell, and then that dam is going to break. And all that you deserve is going to come suddenly at an instant. Does that make sense? Is anybody confused with what I'm saying? Slaki, kind of like, y'all let me know if that makes sense. All right? Because that's what happens to our people, which is why, again, we in our minds, well, it ain't that bad. Because you personally haven't experienced that breach or that breaking yet, but it's coming. It's coming as long as you continue to think that you're some individual who doesn't have to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Most High in Christ. All right. All right. And again, Christianity makes us think that this isn't going to happen. Christianity makes us think that, well, no, those type of things don't happen anymore. We're not lynched. We're not hung from trees and dogs sicked on us regularly. So it must be better. It must be better. Jeremiah 8:11. And this is how we continue to be fooled. Little congratulates to Sexy Red and Sukiana. Right. That's that breach getting larger and larger. Absolutely. And eventually somebody's unalive somewhere, because us as a nation have gotten to be okay with Sexy Red and Sukiana because we started with Lil' Kim. And it just got worse and worse. We're getting further and further away from the Most High. Everybody can see that. So how is it that we think it's any better now than it was? This is how. This is how. Because of this oppressor. Because of the Christian church. Jeremiah 8:11. Says, for they have healed the hurt of my people slightly, saying peace, peace, when there is no peace. This is how we're so confused. This is how the Christian church has been used to make our people, the Christian church and integration and the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King. This is what happened. They have healed the hurt, for they have healed the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly. The daughter of my people, meaning the children of Israel. They healed the hurt of the children of Israel slightly. It feels like that, oh, well, things are a little bit better. Things are better than they used to be. And it's peaceful now. There ain't no damn peace. There is no peace. We are constantly at war and in oppression and in captivity. Most High in Christ, Salaki. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabbarakatah. Cap is in the building. The church caused this. Damn right. Damn right, I don't want. The church caused us to think that we don't have an enemy and we can align ourselves with these other nations, particularly this oppressor, and that it's better now. and that it's better now because they healed the hurt of our nation slightly, saying peace, peace, but there's no peace. That's how we get destroyed. That's how Robert Brooks ends up unalived. I give y'all a couple more that's happened recently. Give y'all a couple more. Anybody heard of this museum in Tennessee and the Christmas wishes that was on the Christmas tree? Kind of live. Cap said because the church we don't even realize that we are supposed to have. I'm assuming some more is coming. Most High in Christ. Anybody heard about this Christmas tree? Salaki. Oh, Salaki. I didn't read that correctly. He said we don't realize what we're supposed to have. Con, sir. Singing replace farming, agriculture, self-policing. Absolutely. Singing and dancing and not following the law is what we do now when we were supposed to be separate, having our own agriculture, having our own infrastructure. All right. I got some eyes about that Christmas tree. No sweat. Aqua Dabaraz is familiar with it. Pull this up. Headline says Tennessee Museum shocked by slew of racist letters sent to Santa. I want a slave for Christmas. Listen, Christmas. The Christian church say Christmas is about Christ, which is an absolute lie. An absolute lie. And we about to see more of it. Says a couple visiting a museum in Tennessee came across several racist requests and messages scrawled onto letters to Santa right by a Christmas tree in the museum. The messages found at the Discovery Park of America, which looked as though they were written in children's handwriting, stated, "I want a slave for Christmas." This is a quote. We went to see if they were still up. Why did they go to see if they were still up? Because these people saw it online. They saw it online and then decided to go to the museum to see if it was real because they didn't believe it. But let me get back to the article. It says they were slacking. We went there to see if they were still up. They were, but someone had covered them up with other pictures. They ain't take them down. They just covered them up. I didn't believe the post until I saw them. Jesse Smith, who came to the museum after having seen the videos of the messages posted on Facebook by another guest. He said, my wife and I only saw 3. We took them all down and turned them in. She said the workers seemed shocked. Videos of the incident posted to social media sparked outcry amongst users who condemned the hateful language of the messaging and questioned why employees of the museum did not intervene. Discovery Park of America. This is a quote from somebody online. Discovery Park America, pull the cameras and see who the perpetrator is. Y'all would use the cameras any other time to verify something on your grounds, and that's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. It's easy to pull this information. They can pull the cameras and see who put them up there. The angel tree and how people were being ungrateful. Good. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, no sweat. Okay, no sweat. Aqua said she hadn't heard. Right. Shocked. This is what was on the Christmas tree. Now, says staff probably put them on there. You know what? I would give you that. But I'm going to show you this. Now, unless somebody is very good at imitating a child's handwriting, I hope this comes up well. It's not as good, but let me see. Hopefully y'all can see that. Let me see if I can make it a little bit larger. Hopefully y'all can see that pretty well. Now, now, from what I see, hey, it could be an adult, but this person is doing a great imitation of a child's handwriting in crayon if they are. I want a slave for Christmas. Let's see. I go out the bar, so there are a lot of adults whose handwriting looks like a child. All right. Sister says she see it every day. All right, I understand. I'm not saying you're wrong. Them devils tired of all them chores. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is some child who has been who knows their identity. Who knows their identity as the oppressor that the Bible speaks of, the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? They know who they are, and they think their mission is to oppress so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's how I see this. But I understand what you're saying, sir. I understand what you're saying. You see how these high schoolers, right? Good night. Listen, there's more than one of them. Anything's possible. But good night. This is in 2024, when all of our, when so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans was getting ready for Christmas, somebody was writing this on a tree. But we don't want to understand that we're still in captivity. We are still in slavery. We have enemies. Here's another one. This is also super small. This is from Indiana. This was in November. I'm probably not going to be able to read this. All right. Y'all not going to be able to read this at all. So it says flyers were placed. Many of you woke up Sunday, and this is like I said in Indiana. Many of you woke up on Sunday to some disturbing flyers being placed in your neighborhoods. The flyers were placed on lawns, doorsteps, and cars across northern Indiana. Some of those flyers were distributed in St. Joseph County and made it as far as South Hamilton County. Obviously, I don't have any reference for that. All right. It says the flyer stated a mass deportation would take place on January 20th, 2025. It encouraged immigrants to leave now to avoid deportation and even asked their community members to monitor them, and report them. Has anybody heard about this? It says this has many people on edge, especially with the current political climate, which is what the group mentioned to WNDU, and now via email, saying the American people have spoken following the elections. You can read the group statement in its entirety below. So, who's familiar with this at all? Who's familiar with these flyers at all? Aqua says, Esau know we are at war, so they have been teaching their offspring since birth. Absolutely. They teach and they train. They absolutely do. I think they told the children to write that. Oh, sloppy. They may have given them instructions. I don't know. They may have just, these are oppressors. They are the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right. So let's see. I'm not sure. I think I got a count about these flyers. All right. These flyers. Let me show y'all a picture of the flyers. Show y'all a picture of the flyers. Let me see if I can get as much in there. I'll just move it around so you can see it. Hopefully y'all can see this okay. All right. See, got old Uncle Sam there. Leave now. Avoid deportation. Right? Let's see. I'm gonna have to zoom in real far because there's a signature down here. Hopefully y'all can see that. Y'all give me a one when y'all can see who this was sent by. I think it's pretty clear. It should be pretty clear now. Y'all give me a one when y'all can see who who put these flyers everywhere. All right. Most High in Christ. I got some ones and one west. So the Trinity White Knights, the KKK, put these flyers everywhere. Put them everywhere. And they went on to put what's blocked out here. It says, for more information, or if you want an application, go on and contact us. All right. Now, somebody could say, well, we don't know whether they really did that. Well, let's see what the Trinity White Knights actually put in an email when they were contacted. It says the Trinity White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan has members in several states. This is their email responding to, hey, did y'all do this? Has members in several states, including Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. On October 20th, members also distributed flyers in Auburn, Fort Wayne, Huntington. These are all places in Indiana, with flyers demanding the stop of state and federal funds going towards these undocumented illegal immigrants. Now, I guarantee you, they ain't worried about no what's them folks that's fighting? I be getting these names be slipping my mind. What's these folks that's fighting Russia? Y'all put in the chat, Baba Kushal. They ain't worried about them people coming over here. They only worried about the children of Israel. All right, Haitians, Latinos. That's the only people they worry about. All right. When it says these immigrants, those are the immigrants that they talking about. It goes on. Ukraine. That's what it was. The water. The water system. Now. Here we are after the national elections where the American people have spoken. We, the people, have voted for mass deportations. Our flyer is actually an informative flyer. If these illegal immigrants leave now, they will still have a chance to seek re-entry if they qualify. However, federal law puts a 5, 10, or 20-year ban on re-entry if you're deported. Current status migrants are fleeing in droves from small towns like Springfield, Ohio to bigger cities. We can only assume that they are fleeing Logansport, and he's naming all these places, or they are naming all these places, right? Our next flyer will read, you can run, but you can't hide. Americans on guard. Coming soon to cities near you. None of this stuff is old. None of this stuff is old. It's all the same thing that we have been dealing with. The water deal. Right. Ukrainians just got $6 billion. I guarantee they're not talking. They ain't worried about them. They ain't worried about them. Afghans after decades of war with America. That's right. Asians have been at war with us too. Exactly. And they send it's either billions or trillions to the Jewish man in Israel. They send a ton of money over to him every year. Anybody worry about that? Anybody worry about that at all? Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, no. Y'all need to be mass deported. This is where they are now mentally. This is the battle that we're in now. And our people don't understand that we need to come together, stop being damn individuals. Salaki, come together, and the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohanan. Follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's the way you get in the fight against these enemies. Helping to wake your people up. Helping to do this work. That's how we go to battle. That's how we go to war. That's why we have a military unit. That's why we have a military organization. In addition to the fact that it's in the Bible. It's like you switch that. We have it because it's in the Bible in addition to the fact that we're at war. We always had a militant culture. That's what our culture is. That's what our heritage is. But we fight these wars and we fight these battles with the Most High on our side by following the law, statutes, and commandments. Psalms 119. This might be the last scripture. It's going to be the last scripture. Psalms 119. The brother said, I think they're trying to place us with robots so they can get rid of us. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if the robots are going to do it. You know what I mean? They have been trying for centuries just here, trying to get rid of us. I don't know if they're going down the robot road, but maybe. I don't know. Let me see. Psalms 119 and 133. This might be the last one we pull. We already a little over the time. Yes, probably the last one we pull. 119, verse 133. This is how we should be. The brother said the robots is to replace the workforce. What I will say is, I think it was might have been General Muhammad say this. He said the oppressor wants a slave so damn bad, right? He said the oppressor wants a slave so bad that regardless of all the Terminator and Matrix movies and all that, he's gonna make some robots. He's gonna definitely make some robots. So I get your point from that perspective. But that you're absolutely right about that too. They just want to unalive us. You're absolutely right about that too. But how we get in this fight? This is again Psalms 119, verse 133. Order my steps in thy word. That's how we need to be. We need to be getting our steps, our orders. We need to be making sure that we're following the law, statutes, and commandments, what we're supposed to do and not supposed to do, out of this Bible from the men of the Lord, right? Order my steps in thy word, and let not any iniquity have dominion over me. What is iniquity? For time's sake, iniquity is sin. Let not any sin, let not me breaking the law, don't let that have dominion over me. Don't let that have control over me. Let me not be a damn drug addict. Let me not be addicted to weed. Let me not be addicted to alcohol. Let me not engage in have some desire that I can't control, some lustful desire that I can't control, so I sleep with other brothers' wives. I don't want that. I want to follow the actual steps and what I need to be doing based on your word. Following the law, statutes, and commandments in the Bible. Verse 34, deliver me from the oppression of man, so I will keep thy precepts. Deliver me from the oppression of man, so I will keep thy precepts. You got to start, as we saw. Fear the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. Right? Once we fear the Most High and we start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, and enough of us come to the truth and come back to the Lord, then we'll get the protection. Then we'll be saved. Then we'll be delivered from the oppression, so we can continue to keep the law. Verse 35, make thy face shine upon thy servant and teach me thy statutes. We need to learn these laws, statutes, and commandments. And the only way we can do that is coming into the ISUPK and the Command General Yahweh. Verse 36, rivers of waters run down my eyes because they keep not thy law. We don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and our people suffer from it. We suffer from it. We are absolutely destroyed. So when these things happen, there's always this bubble up and everybody's so upset. And now we need to march and protest and do all of this nonsense. Why? So that then once your feelings are gone, once the emotion goes away, you have this sense, if you're not in the UPK, you in the world, you in the church, you have this sense that then, well, let's just move on. It's gotten better. No, We're under oppression. We're in captivity, and we should be mad all the time because of it. We should know that we are in a war and we have enemies. And the way to go about warfare, according to the Bible, is to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. I pray you understand. All right. And with that, there's no other comments or questions. We're going to get to security announcements real quick. Slack it. All right, we're the ISUPK started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6-month period in which the brother and sister will court each other. And after this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. All right. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find it in Numbers 18 and 21 of Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means 10th. And in the Hebrew, it's pronounced ma'ashera. All right. That's of 10. That's 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you. You can give it to the Treasury Department. You can also go to ISUPK.com and pay it directly there. All right. Priest fund is a free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. All right. Upcoming Holy Convocation days. Let me see. We just had the Feast of Hanukkah. All right. Do I have the next day? I want to say it's... Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Salaki. The next feast day is Purim. All right. That is going to be on a Thursday and a Friday. The open and closing. All right. March 13th and 14th. All right. March 13th and 14th. So everybody just, again, as we always do, the High Holy Day and Sabbath Service departments will be in contact as we get closer. All right. And lastly, if any brother wants to be a trooper, he needs to be in all black. That's black boots, pants, shirt, headband, and war scarf. All right. You need to make sure you Google ISUPK near me or go to ISUPK.com and find the closest the school nearest you. Call the school. Make sure you call the school. If the brother doesn't answer, leave a message. Whoever does answer, let them know that you want to be a trooper in the school. It's like, and it will get you straight. All right, sisters, you can't be troopers, but you can be in the body. You can be in the body. If you want to be part of the school, you want to get your Hebrew name and be part of this body to support the brothers who actually go out and do the work, which is very essential. We have excellent sisters in the Virginia school. We have excellent sisters throughout ISUPK. All right. But if you want to be a part of that sisterhood and brotherhood, then make sure you call the school. All right. Same thing. ISUPK near me, ISUPK.com. Find the closest school near you. If you're in Virginia, the number is 757-550-1204. Again, 757-550-1204. All right. The water to y'all. I appreciate y'all all day. Appreciate the participation as usual. Appreciate y'all sticking around. The water. Y'all always make these classes, and we definitely appreciate it. All right. Most High in Christ. All right. And with that, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabarakatham. To the sisters. Shalom. Yahweh Shamar Alathan. Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Salakia, I'm doing too much. Good night. All right. And Shalom Israel.
You know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you stay. stepping. Yeah. But that was my niggas. I'm in a yo. Got my nigga Rawan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding General Honor. That for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Look, hey, straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it, ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talking shit, yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm rippin'. And my niggas solid, number real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start stepping. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complex. Still fighting to get accepted, we hear the truth and reject it. But love is getting corrected, and all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Fuck wrong with you, boy?